With a congratulatory message to the candidates of the opposition NDC, John Mahama, on his impending victory in the presidential election, the incumbent vice president and candidate of the ruling NPP, Mahamudu Bawumia, has solidified Ghana's status as a beacon of democracy in Africa. This was the position of the various international observation missions in Accra at a joint review meeting. Kelvin Ehonwaye reports.
The Electoral Commission of Ghana is yet to officially announce the result of the presidential election. But with the bulk of the result received from the majority of the regions, the incumbent Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia didn't have to wait for the final results before accepting defeat. This action, the international observation missions here said, is a further testament to Ghana's rich democratic culture, which is now a template for other African countries on how the elections can be successfully managed.
It shows the democratic maturity of Ghana, the political maturity of its people, and at the end of the day, it shows that for the population, Ghana comes first, and this is what they have shown.
Very dignifying, and I would say a historic moment for Ghana, because his concession speech that came even before the Electoral Commission concluded or even started the process of the collation, it's not just a welcome development, but it has further reinforced Ghana as a poster child for democracy. But with this act, Ghana has passed the litmus test.
Meanwhile, the development is already sending excitement through the streets of Accra as the people jubilate with expectations of what is to come. In Accra, Kelvin Ehonwaye, NTA News.
Bola Tinubu has congratulated President-elect of Ghana, John Mahama. In a statement by presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu congratulated President-elect John Mahama on his victory via a telephone call. President Tinubu hoped that Mahama's ascension to power for the second time would further bring stability to the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, of which President Tinubu is the chairman. President Tinubu commended the people of Ghana for their commitment to democracy, which was demonstrated through the peaceful and successful conduct of both the presidential and parliamentary elections. He applauded Ghanaians for demonstrating again to the world that democracy is the preferred path to achieving political stability, economic development, social justice, and transparent governance in Africa. He affirmed that Nigeria and the regions believe in the principles of the people's right to choose their leaders freely will remain a source of pride. Nigerian leader applauded the candidate of the governing New Patriotic Party, the Vice President of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, for conceding defeat before the official announcements by Ghana's Electoral Commission. President Tinubu said Bawumia's stance reinforced Ghana's democratic ethos, noting that Mahama's return to Jubilee House, having served as president from 2012 to 2017, reflects the Ghanaian people's trust in his stewardship and vision to take the country to greater heights. Similarly, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Omar Ali Toure, congratulates Ghanaian people on their successful and general peaceful elections. The president of the commission also congratulates the president-elect John Mahama on his victory. The president equally commends Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia for his timely concession, which demonstrates his statesmanship and love for country. And we are being joined by the former president of ECOWAS Commission, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, live from Accra, Ghana. Good evening and welcome to the news on NTA International. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, sir, very quickly now, the Ghana presidential election has come and gone. Can you give us your assessment of the process? Okay, let me take the question again if you can hear me. The presidential election has come and gone. Can you give us your assessment of the whole process? Okay, well, I guess we're having some technical challenges there. We'll join him back, maybe in the course of this bulletin or in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on. Armed militias advanced over a 10-day assault on Bashar Assad's regime in Syria, toppling Assad, who is believed to have fled the country. Khalil Mohammed tells us more.
Around the world react to the change of control and leadership of the nation of Syria. Citizens of Syria resident in Turkey took to the streets in massive jubilations in hopes that the needed peace and calm may be near. As a few say, their joy is the fact that they may be able to begin to prepare to return home after years of uncertainty. The reactions in Turkey were huge, which prompted the country's foreign minister to issue a statement asking for pursuit of further peace and calm.
This morning, we woke up to a new Syria. The regime has collapsed, and control in the country is changing hands. Of course, this didn't happen overnight. For the last 13 years, the country has been in turmoil.
The United Nations Syrian envoy asked for deeper respect for human rights in peaceful atmosphere as the nation must begin to realign and rebuild.
I reiterate my call for de-escalation, for calm, for the avoidance of bloodshed and the protection of civilians in line with international humanitarian law.
Russia says Syria cannot be allowed to be ruled by militants whom they say will not adhere to international protocols.
Inadmissible to allow the terrorist group to take control of the lands in violation of agreements which exist, starting with the UN Security Council Resolution 2254, which strongly reiterated sovereignty, territorial integrity, and unity of the Syrian Arab Republic.
Meanwhile, the whereabouts of the toppled leader Assad is not known. Some believe he is out of the country. A few others say he is lurking somewhere within, as he may not be readily accepted for asylum so soon. Khalil Mohammed, NTA News.
Nearly 50 Somalis have survived a migrant boat tragedy back home in Mogadishu, and many are said to have died in a bus crash in Cote d'Ivoire. Khalil Mohammed has details.
The migrants were rescued after the two boats they were traveling in capsized off the coast of Madagascar, leaving 25 people dead. There were emotional scenes at the airport as the survivors were reunited with their families. The group had been at sea for nearly a month, hoping to reach the French island territory of Mayotte, some 1,600 kilometers away. Reports say unemployment, poverty, and drought in Horn of Africa is forcing many young Somalis to undertake the dangerous journey to Mayotte in the hope of reaching Europe for a better life. In other news, a deadly crash in Cote d'Ivoire involving two minibuses had claimed at least 26 lives and left 28 others injured. The collision took place in a village in the country's west central region. Authorities confirmed that 10 of the victims perished in a fire that erupted after the crash. Local media shared harrowing footage of vehicles engulfed in the flames. Khalil Mohammed, NTA News.
The federal government is asking the Nigerian youth to leverage on innovation, creativity and hard work to harvest deliverables of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in the youth development sector. Nigeria's Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, in a message through his technical advisor on women youth engagement and impact, Hawal Liman gave advice during the 60th anniversary of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, as other leaders at the event, including the Council's President, Chief of Staff to the Rivers State Governor, Edison Ehie, challenged youth to embrace skills acquisition, ICT, and shun acts of violence, acknowledging government efforts to provide startup packs and enabling environments for SMEs.
Your voices are heard, your contributions are valued, and your future is being shaped by the decisions you influence today. The path ahead demands courage, but I am confident in our collective ability to rise to the occasion. So let us build a Nigeria where every young person has the opportunity to thrive, contribute, and lead.
God, at this time, has chosen to bless us with a youth as governor of Rivers State. This is one man who has, at every point, shown that he believes in the values of the youth, the strength of youth, and gender equality.
I charge Nigerian youths to look beyond what they call white-collar job, to focus on skills, and we should grow in technology to impact in our life.
The federal government has commenced engagement with citizens on the tax reform bill, which is generating divergent opinions, even as the bill is undergoing legislative and judicial scrutiny. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says ongoing review of the country's tax laws is timely. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
This is a platform created by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Kaduna State Chapter, with participants from the civil society organizations, religious and traditional institutions, including the academia in attendance. Kaduna, the Center of Learning, is the first to host this kind of forum on tax reform bill, with a similar engagement expected to take place across the country. The government image maker led the discussion to educate the people about the intention of the tax reform bill and assured Nigerians that the Tinubu administration will not promote policies that will undermine the ideals of participatory democracy.
All over the world, effective taxation is important as a source of financial power for governments to provide social services for their citizens. However, there is plenty of reason to believe and assert that Nigeria's tax administration system has become long overdue for reform on account of design and implementation flaws, as well as the general attitude of taxpayers towards taxation itself. President Tinubu has also been very clear that the executive will listen to and work with all stakeholders to ensure that all concerns are duly and comprehensively addressed.
He also shared his view on effective taxation as a crucial policy that is required to sustain the government's renewed vigor towards ongoing economic and infrastructural rebirth.
We have provided this platform as a credible avenue for us to ventilate our views across board, to listen to what this tax reform is all about, and then to take input from the public.
Who has been feeding you tells you to go out and feed yourself. It is an opportunity for you to discover the possibility and the greatness that is docile in your life for a very long time.
The debate about tax and tax reform should be centered on more about how it affects people than dividing people at a regional line, religious line, or whatever line. I think two things.
One, stimulating the national discourse. So for a long time, Nigerians are only meant to smile. Once, this is a very positive thing.
Other speakers and panelists commended government bold decisions towards sustainable economic transformation. In Kaduna, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International. More reports when we return.
Imagine a world where your potential isn't limited by your bank account, where your financial dreams can become reality. That world is here with the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation scheme, Credico. Credico is one of President Tinubu's initiatives designed to put the power of consumer credit in the hands of working Nigerians. Here to help you achieve your goals, whether it's providing for your family or expanding your home or business. Visit www.credico.ng today for details. This is the renewed hope.
Thanks for being there. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare Professor Muhammad Ali Pate met with his Qatari counterpart, Minister of Public Health Mansour Al-Mahmoud, and agreed to a bilateral framework for agreement to enhance Nigeria's health care ecosystem. The coordinating minister held the critical meeting alongside other engagements with the multi-billion-dollar Qatar Fund for Development and Qatar Charities on the sidelines of the Doha Forum in Doha, Qatar on Sunday. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says the induction of new members of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations is a reaffirmation of the critical role professional public relations officers play in shaping the narrative of the nation in fostering transparency, accountability and trust between the government and the people. This forms the Minister's message at a special induction of information and public relations officers by the NIPR. Haman Jabani reports.
Organization of Public Relations in Civil Service, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations is allowing information and public relations officers to be officially recognized as those that can practice the profession. Achieving these are 421 officers for direct and master class.
I hereby induct you. Congratulations.
Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris represented says as professionals now, they are tasked with critical responsibility of ensuring that truth prevail over falsehood as well as fact triumph over fiction.
In a world driven by information, the role of public relations professionals has never been more vital. As the bridge between organizations, governments and the people, you carry responsibility of ensuring the accurate, timely, and meaningful information that it reaches the public. Your work fosters understanding, builds trust, and helps to shape positive perceptions that are critical to the success of any...
Media relations is a public relations function. It's a function of public relations. So because of that, a lot of people are seeing the need to join the Institute. Moreover, in recent times, the profile of the Institute has gone up so highly. We are now adding value. We are identifying and designing programs that add value to the nation, to the people.
For her contribution to the profession and the Institute, the Pioneer Managing Director of NNPC Foundation Limited, Emanuela Arukwe, was honored with Honorary Fellow of the Institute.
And it's a booster for me to do much more social impact and make sure that anything we are doing, that these values, which are incidentally aligned with the values of NNPC of integrity, excellence, and also sustainability. So we're excited about this. It's supposed us to better work, and this means a lot, not only to myself, but also to all the members, senior management team in the foundation.
The body says reviving the Institute, certifying practitioners by law, and reaching out to stakeholders in the sector is changing the narrative that has shown that media relations in Nigeria is being embraced. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Donate blood and save lives is the focus of this year's Blood Donors Day. Basi Taikman reports that the theme for this year is 20 years of celebrating giving thanks to blood donors. The event took place at the Family Worship Center in Wuye, Abuja.
In line with this year's Blood Donor Day, with excitement, Nigerians stand out to voluntarily donate blood.
But too, as a woman, I was told women don't donate blood. So as a woman, I came to donate blood in order to tell other women to come and donate blood.
Is this medically true or just a misconception?
Women can donate blood and they can do it safely and not without any complication, except the only time that we discourage, we don't allow women to donate blood is when they are pregnant and when they are breastfeeding usually.
Now, we start to know the processes in blood donation.
One needs to be healthy, so free from all illnesses and also not on all medications at that time that he's donating. So when they come, we now screen them, collect their samples, and also screen them for the 4 basic infections that we usually screen for. These are the HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and syphilis.
And so we know that blood is vital. And so as a church for over 20 years, we have committed to donating blood freely.
You said you are doing something that you know only you can do. Does it mean that you've not been encouraging others to donate blood just like you do?
Oh yes, that is the reason I use only, because it's for you to decide on this blood donation. What can I do? It's not something that somebody is not forced. It's not something you force yourself to do.
So, like you have heard from him, blood donation should not be forced. You shouldn't be forced to donate blood. It is something that should come from you and within you, because the life you save may be somebody very close to you. You never can tell. Donate blood today and save life. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
People with disabilities and vulnerable, including widows, have had ventures supported by foundations to open up the society further so that they can fit in and contribute to the advancement of life and living for the good of all. Khalil Mohammed tells us about how a foundation is helping in the effort to promote inclusivity drive among the vulnerable.
Special needs catered for in divergent homes in Abuja were invited to this year's annual celebration hosted by the foundation to remind those with disability the special space they occupy in society, nudging them to downplay every societal urge stacked up against them.
Children with special needs have equal opportunities to thrive and participate, contribute to their full potential. Guided by our core values of compassion, equality and transparency, we have been working tirelessly to promote the inclusive education, provide support and care, advocate for policy changes, and raise awareness about the importance of inclusion.
The nation's unity in diversity was displayed by children from different homes in Abuja. Students of the School for the Deaf in Abuja appreciated the inclusivity accorded them by the organizers.
My name is Umeli Isham Muhammad Zain. Very, very happy for the organizer to bring this program to our school here. And we are also we want them again to still come by next year to come and visit us again. This one will go a long way in the life of myself and my other students in the school. So thank you. We love you.
Individuals and groups who have been there since the 17-year-old founded the establishment were honored. The best and most valued was saved for the last, as the students of the host school appreciated the gathering in a way that won't be forgotten so soon.
When we come together, we make a better environment, we make a better society when we come to assist one another.
Prizes and school items were handed most of the children. Khalil Mohammed, NTA News.
The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, has commenced an investigation into an incident involving a Flybird HS-125 aircraft with registration number 58KAL. The aircraft operated in a flight from Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja to Kotoka International Airport, Accra, experienced technical difficulties during its flight on December 6, 2024. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, NSIB Bimbo Olaomi Oladeji, in a statement says the aircraft with 4 persons on board, 3 crew members and 1 passenger experienced an engine failure. The crew managed to land the aircraft at Abuja International Airport safely. There were no injuries reported to all individuals on board are safe, while NSIB launched an investigation into the incident to determine the circumstances surrounding the engine malfunction and the subsequent loss of both engines. This investigation aims to prevent future occurrences and enhance aviation safety. Further updates will be provided as more information becomes available. No nation or society that aspires for the attainment of development is all spheres of life trivializes issues that border on welfare of the youth who are regarded as leaders of tomorrow. These were the submissions of speakers at the 2024 Campus Journalism Awards, where Sharifuddin Ahmad of Usman Dan Fodio University, Sokoto, emerged as the Journalist of the Year. Chikunanso Nwabweze reports that the event was held in Abuja.
With the theme, Resilience and Innovation, Thriving in the 21st Century Media Landscape, Campus Journalism Awards 2024 was put together by Youth Digest to celebrate and recognize outstanding campus journalists across Nigeria's higher institutions, emphasizing the critical role that journalism plays in shaping national narrative and promoting national unity. The keynote speaker and editor-in-chief of leadership newspapers, Azubike Ishekwene, as well as other speakers, admonish young journalists to keep contributing meaningfully to the nation's pursuit of sustainable national unity, peace and security in the 21st century.
My point to you, student journalists, is that do not take your work as just pastime. Give it everything that you have, because you are already laying the foundation of your tomorrow. And I'm confident that tomorrow will be better than ours.
More so, we have this new phenomenon of citizen journalists. And investigative journalism has been brought to the front burner as unlike before, using technology and other things. But my advice, again, you have to do it ethically.
This strategic intervention that has been instituted for some years now is really helping to give confidence and hope to the youth in the school, that even when they come out of school, they can actually get space and they can contribute their quota.
Working together, we can build a Nigeria where every citizen can thrive and reach their full potential. The task ahead is not easy, but it is a challenge that will be taken up with courage, perseverance, and dedication.
With over 370 entries from campus journalists across tertiary institutions in the country in this 6th edition, Sheriffdeen Ahmad of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, emerged the 2024 Campus Journalism Awards Journalist of the Year.
This will give me, a moral booster to actually do more stories, holding the people into account and also trying to do stories that shape our national identity.
This turnout is not just a reflection of the importance of this event, but a testament to the commitment of everyone who believes in the power of youth-driven journalism.
Winners and runners-up in other categories were also recognized for their contributions to the growth and development of the pen profession. Chukunonsongwa Bweze, NTA News.
And next is a check on Monday's weather prospect. And that's the news on NTA International. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Olajide Bello.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no